Thank you once again for joining me for another episode of Conversations with Roslyn. So, appreciate everyone being here. As you know, I'm a life coach, and Conversations with Roslyn I developed to kind of provide my insight on questions that you have, that I've acquired from you, that you all send me, that things you want to know about life and career. So I'm not coaching per se, but giving some insight to things that matter to you. So today, as you know, we're going to talk about the 777 mindset. It is focused to win. And this comes from the question of, well, Roslyn, how do I clear my head to get everything done in a day? And so my simple answer to that is you can clear your head to get things done in a day, but you know what? Sometimes you won't always get everything done in a day. But you know what I say, you know what's important is the process and building those little wins that you can put in your pocket that build the momentum to success. And that's what's important. So let's talk about how we're going to get those little wins in our pocket today. And so when you begin to learn how to unleash the power of focused thinking, you begin to know that you have control of, in this case, your day to a large extent. We all know that we have things coming at us left and right, left and right, left and right. And you say, how do I can't always get everything done. So with that, you have to come up with a strategic plan. Now, this is what I did. What I'll share with you today is what works for me, and I still have to use it and go to it today. But I developed this some time ago that says, instead of or it's based off a foundation of the 8-8-8 rule, right? Which was, you've got 8 hours to work, you got 8 hours that's for you, and what do you do with it? And you got 8 hours to sleep and rest. And that is true. So it's built off of that. But the 7-7-7 rule kind of gave me this way of saying jackpot, right? And so what it's the three pillars. Pillar one is your work, your income, your goals and tasks for the day. That's in the pillar one of 7 hours, right? Your pillar two is your self-care. It is your friends and family. It's your home management. It's you building on your vision and your dreams. And then pillar three is the rest, reflect, rejuvenate. Okay? So in a day, we have to manage all of that every single day, right? So where you begin to build this process, and I'm going to go over it with you briefly because we only have a few minutes here today. What worked for me was I was able to kind of take this 7 hours, and I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to 1 hour that is uninterrupted, that I'm not going to do anything at all with. And by the way, guys, I want you to stay with me because you're like, 24 hours isn't enough. I need 40. And you're talking about 7-7-7. That's only 21. What am I doing with the other three? So stick with me, and we'll see. We'll talk about what we're going to do with those other 3 hours out of that jackpot of managing 21 hours. So in that work, goal, income kind of area, you're going to say 1 hour, I'm scheduling a meeting for myself, right? And you have to do this every day based on what's happening in your day and what you want to achieve under pillar one. So This is what worked for me. Let's say one day I was knowing that a meeting was coming up next week and we were making some structural changes, and I wanted to submit a form to help streamline a process. And so I knew I wanted to do it, and I knew that it would make a big impact on the meeting. But I said, yeah, I'll get to it. I've got all this other stuff. So when it finally hit me, you know what? I'm going to have a meeting with myself. And so I got this little clock, $1, cost $1 at the dollar store. It's not this same one, but one very close to it. $1 at the dollar store. And I did that because oftentimes we forget about our phones. Our phone alarms go off, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get back to it. All these alarms. But what I came to find out was that you pay attention to other alarms. You pay attention to the oven. You pay attention to anything that catches your attention outside of the norm. So that's why I suggest getting yourself a little clock. And in that 1 hour, I said, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not going to look at any notifications. I'm not going to allow anyone to disturb me in my office or my workspace. That is a meeting I have to myself. Because think about it. You want to, if you're in a meeting, you don't let anything else disturb you, right? So if it's important to you, which is the question you have to ask yourself, how important is getting this part done for me today? And when you answer, you know what? I want that win. Roslyn was always talking about that win. I want that win. So you put down and you sit down and you start on that. No matter how much time you get into it, you've made an achievement to make some momentum. Now, on my form, did I finish it in one day? No, because I ran into snags and I didn't know how to do one thing or another in developing this online input form and all of those things. But I got far enough, let's say in that 1 hour, that I felt really doggone good. So that in the next hours that came, no, I may not have tried to say, I'm going to do this 1 hour, because life doesn't really always work like that. What you'll see is as you gain momentum and you look at your task that you have to complete in that day, then you start learning how, yeah, you know what? I'm blocking off a meeting with myself. That's it, right? And then it's a process. You got to stick to it. You got to be willing. This is what I had to tell myself and still have to tell myself every day. So that's pillar one. Now, reward number one, okay? That hour. You just earned yourself an hour. Now, what you do with that hour, you can shift it in between the other pillars if you choose. You can use that hour under that pillow. But you have to do with that what you choose to do in freedom, right? And it's you while you say, I don't have time, I still don't have time. Take that reward, because reward, it helps drive your purpose of getting things done. So let's move into pillar two. I'm not sure if I'm still on, because my thing is saying that you're having trouble playing the video. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on talking as if I'm still on, because I don't know. But I see you there. Hello. And so in pillar two, this is a part that takes up so much time, and we always have so many things coming back and forth at us, right? And so two, you've got your home management, things you got to get done that are going to require all kinds of time. In this, you have to decide what's important. You've got friends, family, you've got things that you want to sit down and work on and develop, self-development. Of course, you got your self-care. So what's important in that day? Take that hour and set it aside and set a meeting with yourself. Some of your best athletes have said, you know what? I like LeBron James. He says, I schedule 2-hour nap in the middle of the day. Everything else goes around that, period. And if we learn from our athletes, they are great achievers. I mean, they're like addicted to being achievers, right? So, what better thing to be addicted to than achievement? And you do that by starting off giving yourself those little wins. Now, so in this hour, you're going to, again, unleashing the power of focus. You're saying this hour is a meeting to myself. Everything else runs around it. Now you can choose which hour that's in, but you got to commit to it and do it. That was hard for me a lot because I had the children. I'm a single mom. I had all kinds of things going on. But then as I decided to do that, and whatever I decided to put in that space, which was urgent for that day, then that is what I achieved, and I put my win in my pocket. And, as they say, you wonder why I walk with such confidence? It's because I keep on giving myself little wins, right? So now I get to my third pillar, which is very much you say, okay, there's my 7 hours. I used my reward hours for something else. So I've only got 7 hours before I have to wake up and start all over again. This is where you gotta have some commitment still. You can't turn the TV on and keep it on for an hour or two for you to go to sleep. And I say that because I know that I cannot be the only person that had to turn the TV on so that I could get am I not on at all? I'm not sure. Can anybody tell me whether or not I'm on if you see me? Not sure what's happening. But if you can see me, send me a message here, a comment, and let me know that that I'm still here. I don't see anybody. But again, I'll keep going and you guys can tell me. So in the third pillar, what's important is that you will need to make sure that you prepare for that, right? You have to prepare for that. You have to, if you had to get your clothes ready for tomorrow in your self-care space and all of that, and do everything you needed to do so that when you get to that 7 hours plus whatever reward hour, which makes it that 8th hour, you carve out and say, I'm going to lay here without any noise, without anything except for maybe something like that or some kind of non-vocal words type of going through your head, and let your thoughts come. But that's the thing about it, is you have to let them come and you have to let them go, right? And you just sit there, and you'll get used to the fact that eventually you'll just drift off. And when you do that, you've now achieved 3 wins in your pocket, where 3 dedicated hours you were able to do exactly what you set out to do. And then you got a bonus of 3 hours to manage and focus on managing how you want to. That you decided not to let anything else, those are also timed off, that you don't let anything else intrude upon those, because those are your rewards. Remember that, right? So, as I begin to close with you all, we're coming up to time. I still don't know if I'm on here. So, like I said, I'm just going to keep going with you all just in case. But I invite you to like, share, comment, and leave me your questions about life or careers that you want to talk about or that you want me to address or give some insight that I have. And like I said, it's a process. Most everything I talk about is not an overnight. You got to put the work in, right? So let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want to talk about, what you want to hear. And if you're ready for a transformation in your life and you know this, and you're not quite sure how to get unstuck to actually achieve this life of vibrancy and to be able to achieve the success that you desire and deserve, and you're open to considering hiring me as your coach, then I'm happy to have a conversation with you. Just go to my webpage, vivifiu.com. and download my free offer for 5 essential steps to breaking through blocks and building a vibrant life. And that will begin to let you know how I work. And, if you're open to considering, then send me an email. Let me know what you wanted to change, and then let me know why it's important to you at this time. So, with that, I will let you all complete the rest of your day, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget, it really is possible. Okay, guys, take care. I hope I was on, and just let me know what you're thinking. Bye.